Yo, 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 yo. You don't know it's a boy, Rashid Steak TV. Yeah, we're back, man. About to react to another video about 50 Cent, finally just made Kendrick Lamar officially hate him. I don't know where that's from. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where that's from because I seen the interview with Andrew Schulz and there's nothing on there that made me think Kendrick Lamar would hate 50 Cent for what is being said on there. You know what I'm saying? If you can do it, check it out on, Andrew Schulz, his podcast channel. I mean, 50 Cent was like a whole segment up there, like 2.5 hours or something like that. And it's very rare 50 Cent came and gave man like 2.5 hours, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I don't know where that narrative came from, man. But I've been seeing like videos all over all over YouTube, that that's gonna be hating 50 Cent for what has been said on this interview. But man, I doubt that, man. I doubt that, man. 50 was just giving his take on like the beef and the aftermath and everything that's going on between Kendrick and Drake. Because 50 even made a comment that Drake need to take time back, to step back. And that will put pressure on Kendrick Lamar to, keep carrying the game. But I don't think so, man. Because basically saying that people miss Drake. But nah, man, it's been months now, man. Months now. We're almost in 2025, man. It's been months now. But ain't nobody missing Drake except Drake fans, man. The boy Academics is probably missing Drake like crazy right now, though. But yeah, man, ain't nobody missing Drake. To be honest, I never listened to like Drake's music anyway. There's like a couple songs like, Started From the Bottom, Now We're Here. That was one. Then there was Back in the Day with Rick Ross. That was what. He was on that feature as well, Aston Martin. And there's like a few songs I heard in the clubs and stuff when I used to go clubbing. But other than that, man, I never sat down and listened to no Drake's album or anything, man. I listened to a few songs of his album Scorpion when it dropped back in the day. To be honest, that's about it. Because since then, man, I hate Drake's voice, man. It sounds like a dying dog, man. Can't stand his voice, man. But yeah, man, I'm about to get into this video to see, why people are thinking that, 50 just made Kendrick hate him, but I disagree with that statement, man. But yeah, man, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. You see a subscription button down there, just here. Yeah, man, show your boy some love, man. I really appreciate it. You let my channel grow. But yeah, man, let's get right into it.
Now, with every passing moment from Kendrick Lamar, it seems like with the more success he is seeing from the reception of his project GNX, and with the more anticipation that is being built from his Super Bowl halftime show performance and everything else that is rumored to be on his radar, more rappers are just crashing out on him and trying to take his name down in some shape or form. And now, most recently with Kendrick Lamar, there is a new hip-hop artist who, beyond just jokes at this point, is straight up disrespecting him and trying to diminish his impact and significance to the genre as a whole right now. And this isn't just any regular MC, but someone who is considered a legend and one of the defining rappers of the 21st century as a whole, in none other than 50 Cent. And now, following the entire beef between Kendrick and Drake, where 50 made it clear he was supporting Team Drake and OVO as he was giving them direct tips and strategies on how to win this whole thing, even though that all ultimately failed for them. Beyond what he was doing behind the scenes, he is now straight up disrespecting Kendrick louder than really any other rapper besides Drake has been all year, and as 50 just appeared alongside comedian Andrew Schulz, and the two came together and decided to just bash Kendrick in hopes that they would actually do something to tarnish his image, 50 just solidified his fate in terms of where he stands with the #1 guy in hip-hop at the moment. And now, before we go any further into this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, it helps me out a ton. And so now, with what 50 Cent has been doing and why when it comes to the list of rappers Kendrick Lamar despises, 50 has reached near the very top at this point, all comes down to the fact that 50's campaign to try and tarnish Kendrick's image has come to its absolute peak in terms of the message he is sending right now, with his most recent interview, which was on Andrew Schulz's Flagrant podcast. And here, putting together two of the biggest supporters left for Drake who deep down inside are just livid and bitter about the way Kendrick Lamar has walked over their guy. really was a terrible idea for both of their careers right now, because with both 50 and Schulz just rambling about Kendrick and not being checked by anyone who actually has a sense of the type of impact that Kendrick has been making on the entirety of hip-hop culture for not just this year but all of his career, has really made both of their reputations just look absolutely terrible. As for so much of this podcast, the two just kept going on and on when it came to trying to take down Kendrick Lamar and make his success look like something that was manufactured instead of being earned. And of course, at the same time as doing all of this, they have tried to uplift Drake and make him seem like the one who was the true winner of this entire moment. And now the part of this interview that has made people absolutely livid at 50 Cent, as it's really revealed his true nature and just general disdain he has for Kendrick, is when he asked Schulz why he made those very strange comments about what he wanted to do to Kendrick Lamar in response to being dissed by him on Whacked Out Murals, which of course just didn't land well for Schulz. And now when 50 asked Schulz to explain why he said what he wanted to do in such a strange and disgusting way to Kendrick, all it took was a quick joke on Schulz's end, where he doubled down on his comments even after all of the backlash he has already seen. And then 50 started joining in on the joke and then jumping around the room with the rest of Schulz's friends, who seem to be the only people who think this straight up weird thing to say is funny. And now with 50 directly co-signing something that seemingly all of the hip hop community was already against, this is just showing firsthand that in this time where Kendrick is being seen as the champion of the entire genre, because he has given so much of hip hop culture a voice that they have been searching for.
Yeah, man, I agree with his take right here, especially the fact that what Andrew Schulz said in the first place about, his comment on black women when he was being interviewed by the British podcasters. This is exactly what 50 Cent just did on Andrew Schulz's show. Because, Andrew Schulz was talking about, he would go and make Sweet Love to Kendrick Lamar. Like, bro, bro, you need to cut that shit out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now 50's up there sitting there joking around with this. It's pretty much the exact same comment, and this is the point what K-Dot was saying. You think because you're a comedian you can just say certain things and just get away with it? Hell no, bro. Hell no, man. You need to say things to man's face, say it with chest, bro. And then we see the aftermath, then we're gonna see what's what. You get me? Don't think because you're a comedian you can just go and say whatever you want to say to people, man. Yeah, that's whack, bro. 50 just did the exact move that Schulz did, that started this whole thing between Schulz and Kendrick in the first place. And that's exactly where it's from. I mean, even on the album, Kendrick never once said that he's talking about Andrew Schulz. But that's where everyone went, because that's even where I went, because I remember my wife was telling me about, that interview and stuff and what was said, and I was like, okay, let me watch it and see. And yeah, man, it was like that. And that's exactly what 50 Cent just did here. Man sitting there joking, Andrew Schulz talking about make Sweet Love to K-Dot. But boy, come on, dog. I mean, right now, the way 50 Cent was writing for Drake on that interview, it's like he wants Drake for like some movie deals or something. It's because he's putting in, he made like comments talking about, Drake should go into film and all that kind of stuff. So it's like it's all just business to him, man. It's like, I don't know, man. It's not. Why are you so loyal to Drake of all people, man? Drake is a fraud, man. The guy doesn't have an identity. The guy's a fraud, bro.
For so long. 50 just aligns more with the type of way Drake, his fans, and loudest supporters think. But now, beyond hyping these comments from Schulz up, which if that was just an isolated moment, maybe you could dispute as nothing and just say it was 50 trying to be funny, because like a comedian, we all know 50 will go anywhere for a laugh. Beyond here, things really got worse, as he did not stop talking about Kendrick Lamar for a while here, as him and Schulz then went on to talk about the beef between Drake and Kendrick and the impact Kendrick is having on rap right now and here. If you thought 50 already didn't despise Kendrick, he more than ever showed how he really feels, as he first off said that this beef only happened and Kendrick was only so mad at Drake in the first place because Drake was the guy on top. Which, besides ignoring the fact that commercially, Kendrick has not just rivaled Drake while not even trying to do what he does, but in certain years like 2017, for example, he actually dominated the charts and sales figures over him in every single way. But even disregarding these facts for a second, we see that this narrative is just becoming the biggest crutch for Drake's L, as it ignores the fact that Drake was also dissing Kendrick for years himself, and that he was the one who made—
Right there, what my man just said. Drake has been doing this to K-Dot for years, like poking the beast for years, man. Years, man. Because remember, just before the beef started, he was telling K Dot, yo, drop, man. Yo, drop. He was begging K Dot to drop, man. And K Dot dropped. And what happened? You couldn't handle it, bro. You couldn't handle it. You're weak, fam. Drake is weak, man. I don't care what nobody say, man. His character, his personality, his character is weak. And not just in the music, like in the personal life kind of thing. The guy is weak and weird. You've been begging the man to drop. The man dropped, and you couldn't handle it. You couldn't handle the heat. You deserve everything you're getting right now, man.
Made their relationship turn sour in the first place because he was the one who got upset over Kendrick just trying to be competitive when his Control verse came out. But now from here, making things even worse for 50 Cent. He also went on to call Kendrick Lamar a media darling, which again, is seemingly rewriting history and trying to make the odds look like they were always stacked up against Drake in this impossible way and were always in Kendrick's favor. But again, this is just another lie when you remember that all of the major media outlets in and around hip-hop were saying that Drake was going to win this thing, including Schulz's own co-host to his other podcast, Charlemagne. And outlets weren't just hyping up Drake in this time, but they were confident that he was going to control the rest of the beef going forward after he dropped push-ups. And you can go back and see the footage of so many people clearly saying this. And now beyond narrative switching, what makes...
Yeah, man, that's true still, because I remember in the beef as well, even 50 Cent came in and said he's seen what happens when people start going at Drake. So he was basically telling Kendrick, yo, you need to leave that boy alone. I'm like, bro, shut up, bro. You get me? But yeah, we'll see, man.
50 sound not...
Well, we all see the aftermath.
Not just delusional, but purely bitter about where Kendrick is taking hip-hop, which is to new horizons, is when he started talking about how he knew something was up with Kendrick and his success when he started winning awards that he never even heard of. And then him and Schulz go on to make fun of Kendrick winning the Pulitzer Prize, which again with this, making fun of Kendrick for pushing what not just hip-hop as a tool of expression can be, but for what awards and stages it can possibly reach is just a straight up terrible mindset to have. Because when you understand that this is a real and coveted achievement, that if hip hop is being considered for can change people's lives and careers, to clown a rapper for breaking down the barrier and getting it is just wishing to hold hip hop back in a place where it is less dominant and influential as an all out cultural force. And as 50 Cent kept going on this rant, he reveals that this is the very problem with him for Kendrick Lamar. Because he then tries to say that Kendrick has been put at the center of the industry in substitution for Drake because he makes less authentic hip-hop that is true to the streets, and because of that, Kendrick's music can reach a wider audience, which overall can then make the genre more successful on the business end of things. And with this horrible take, which overall, as 50 Cent of all people is saying this and even goes as far to disrespect Kendrick's Good Kid Mad City album, which he tries to take this project and use it to frame Kendrick as this fraud, just really shows how out of touch he is with this entire situation.
Tell you something, man. 50 came on the show for Damage Control of Andrew Schulz. Facts. If you go and sit and listen to the segment of the interview, he came on this show as Damage Control for Andrew Schulz. Now, I don't know who sent him or whatever, man, but that's what happened. Damage Control, that's exactly what they're doing. God, man, a lot of y'all clued up, man. You don't know how the game is run. But Damage Control was done and was sent, 50 was sent to come here. I mean, come on, man. How often do you see 50 Cent go on any podcast or any talk show 2.5 hours of his time, man? Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Because first off, saying Drake of all people is more authentic to what hip-hop is about than Kendrick is just a wrong take. There is no way around that. And then to try and say that Kendrick of all people is the guy who is trading out rap music's integrity so it can be more popular. Again, this is not just a terrible take, but as you're defending Drake on the other end of things, who at the end of the day is the guy that turned rap music into a space where the culture was being driven forward by albums like these. And because of the practices that he put in place for success, before Kendrick decided to flip a switch, the next people in line for rap superstardom were people like this. Overall, I don't even know how 50 said these things without bursting into laughter. And really just making all this look worse for 50, as he is one of these same people who is on Team Drake, and they go on to say over and over again that Kendrick also went too far with Not Like Us. This argument he's trying to make continues to crumble, as you can't say Kendrick is making rap softer, and then saying that he's pushing beef to places that it should never go. Which again, no matter how you try to draw this up, none of what 50 Cent's argument is saying makes remote sense.
Yeah, man, come on. That's another thing as well, man. He's talking about Not Like Us went too far. He's talking about like that PDF, line that was said in Not Like Us. But at the same time, Drake is on his other track calling the man, basically. On his hard parts, he's calling the man, a wife beater, all this kind of stuff. Now, I was like, yeah, come on, bro. There's no evidence that Kendrick beat his wife. None whatsoever. You get me? There's evidence of Drake doing what K-Dot said he did. Live evidence for the world to see. So I don't know what... The guy's a creep, man. The guy's a creep, man. I don't know why 50 is always repping for these kind of people, man. But like I said, I think he's probably just attracted to the Drake's fan base. Like I say, he wants Drake to do shows, probably appear in Power and all this kind of stuff. That's exactly what he wants, man.
When you really look at this situation for what it is, you can really see that 50 Cent just does not like Kendrick Lamar, and while this may seem confusing why someone who represented what they did in their prime like 50 sides with someone who is inauthentic like Drake over Kendrick, beyond how 50 may have changed personally over the years, I also think it's important to note that after Kendrick and 50 were friends early on in Kendrick's career, he did start to resent Kendrick personally, seemingly for the way that Lamar is revered as someone who is more important to Dr. Dre and the entire lineage of what he built, over him and beyond just Dre and all of that. Really, in the greater sense, 50 resents Kendrick Lamar for now being seen as somebody who is more important to hip-hop than him as a whole. As if you look at the timeline of events, you can see that something flipped between 50 Cent and how he felt about Kendrick during the 2022 Super Bowl in LA. When both Dr. Dre selected Kendrick alongside Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and Mary J. Blige to play at the biggest event in music all over him, and then after only Eminem pushed for 50 to be a part of this when nobody else wanted him to be there.
Yeah, because a lot of this stemmed from, the beef 50 had with Dr. Dre. Because Dre basically found out, 50 can't be trusted, man. You can't trust that guy, bro. This guy is coming rap and stuff happened back, with the same label UMG, and he saw him moving a certain way, started branching off or branching out of music, making different like entrepreneur, kind of moves away from the music scene. And Dr. Dre saw that, and especially when Dr. Dre was releasing beats and 50 came and released his headphones and stuff like that as well. A lot of stuff went down between 50 and Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre basically found out, you can't trust this guy, man. This guy is moving like an app. You get me? And let's go.
Including Jay-Z, who was in charge of this entire thing, between Jay, who was representing hip-hop, and Dr. Dre, who was the one who started this entire lineage of rap royalty, just going with Kendrick to represent his entire career and success over 50. I think beyond all these comments, which 50 himself probably knows are delusional, he is just trying to pull them off as fact, because just like a lot of other rappers have, they have ended up getting their feelings hurt by Kendrick, because at the end of the day, no matter how you try to spin it, Kendrick Lamar has consistently elevated his craft and climbed up the best MCs of all time list, meanwhile with someone like 50 Cent, where Kendrick is over a decade into his rap career and is still finding new ways to peak and enter different parts of the GOAT debate. 50's prime was over by his third album, and I think this difference in success and progression, which for a lot of rappers, people like 50, they just can't grasp the very fundamental idea of evolving as an artist. Overall, because of this, 50 Cent will just never give Kendrick Lamar the credit he deserves, but at this point, the way Kendrick Lamar presented himself on GNX, it's clear that he doesn't just not care about what anybody else thinks about him, even if they are a legend in hip-hop like 50 Cent, but that in the near future he may just end up putting 50 within a full-on situation that he can never come back from, no matter how much he tries to troll his way out of it. And so now with all this said, let me know, what do you think about this strange beef between Kendrick Lamar and 50 Cent? And if you were Kendrick, how would you handle this entire situation going forward? Now I can't wait to hear what you have to say, and if you made it to this point in the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, it helps me out a ton. And now if you want to see how unlike 50 Cent, another rap legend in Lil Wayne ended his beef with Kendrick Lamar and now Drake hates Wayne for doing that, check out the suggested video. Ended his beef with...
Yeah, man, so there we have it, man. Now I'm saying, but like I said, in this segment of the interview 50 and Andrew Schulz, I don't think Kendrick will hate 50 for this, because to be honest, I don't think there's any like good blood between 50 and Kendrick for many years now, for well over a decade now. I mean, even in the Super Bowl performance, last one, Dr. Dre and Mary J, all of them, you can see that there was like slight bit of tension. It's like, yo, we don't rock like that. You get me? But yeah, man, if you made it this far in the video, man, don't forget to show your boy some love. Man, like the video and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one, man. Peace.